If the radiator stops working, it's on you. If the plumbing has a problem, it's on you. The kitchen has a problem, it's on you. There is leakage anywhere corner of the house, it's on you. So these are things you need to be psychologically prepared for. And when I'm talking about repairing these things, you're not talking about £50. You're going to agree with me that as an immigrant in the UK, one of the first advice people would always give you is, oh, save money, get some deposits, and get a mortgage. Stop paying rent. Get a mortgage, get a mortgage, get a mortgage. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a beautiful advice. Of course, I got the same advice and I acted on it. But there are certain things that you should be aware of before you venture into this thing called getting a mortgage in the UK as an immigrant. These things are supposed to help prepare you psychologically and even financially, so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. These things I wasn't told by anybody. I had to learn them from experience. And I wish, frankly, I do wish I had an idea of some of this before I went into getting my own mortgage. Experience, they say, is the best teacher, but there are times when it's better to learn from other people's experience instead of just getting into this experience yourself. So that is exactly what this video is all about. Hello beautiful people, my name is Ada and welcome to my YouTube channel again. If you're seeing my face for the first time, thank you so much for clicking, and to all my returning subscribers, you are the real OG. Thank you so much. If you're here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like this channel. It's going to motivate me to do more videos like this. Disclaimer, I am not a mortgage advisor, but I'm sharing my experience and hoping that somebody will be able to learn from this and probably make better decisions or help to make informed decisions. Okay? Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't have got a mortgage because of this, no, but they would have helped me deciding when to get a mortgage, where to get my mortgage, and certain other things I'll be talking about in this video. Number one thing on the list is, when they were giving you this advice of save money and get a mortgage, stop paying rent, get a mortgage, did they tell you that your monthly expense was going to shoot up? No, I don't think anybody tells you that part of it. Instead, they'll tell you, oh, you're paying rent, you're literally paying someone else's mortgage. But when you're paying your mortgage, it's your money, you're paying for yourself. There are things that they should also tell you. Now, when you were paying rent, I will be using myself as a reference in the whole of this video, okay? Before I got a mortgage in July last year, I was living in a 3-bed house with my family. And in that house, we were paying around £600 per month. And that was all we're paying, okay? That was literally all we're paying, £600 per month. Nothing else was our business. But the moment you get a mortgage, you're not just paying your mortgage money. You're aware of that. You're also going to be paying a rate. Now, the rate when you're living in a rent is being paid by your landlord. So it's not your business. Once you pay your rent money, your £600, you remove your hand. But the moment you have a mortgage, you are your own landlord. Then the rate comes in. Now for this house, this is a 4-bedroom house. We are paying a rate of £120. So now you're not just calculating your monthly mortgage money. You have to add £120 on top of whatever your monthly mortgage money is. Now, another thing I will tell you, you see, before paying rent, whenever I pay my £600 and I remove my hand, if anything else spoils in the house, let's say the boiler automatically stops working, or there's a plumbing issue, or the heater, the radiators weren't burning well, immediately I'm on the phone, either with the landlord or with the letting agent. I'm like, you need to come and fix this. But now, you turn the radiator on and it's not heating up. Why are you going to call? Pick your phone, call the landlord. But unfortunately, in this instance, you are the landlord. So call yourself. All right. So now every repair that have to go on in your house, it's on your head. If the radiator stops working, it's on you. If the plumbing has a problem, it's on you. The kitchen has a problem, it's on you. There is leakage anywhere corner of the house, it's on you. So these are things you need to be psychologically prepared for. And when I'm talking about repairing these things, you're not talking about £50. Some of these things you pay a call-out fee of almost £200, and then you get them coming down to repair it, and then they'll give you their own bill. What I'm literally trying to say is that these things cost money. So it's nice, it's better to like sit down and digest and be aware that it's not just going to be the mortgage money I'll be paying. I would also be catering for every expense in this house. Your monthly expenses is definitely going to shoot up. Now, another way your monthly money will shoot up. Let me tell you, when I was living in rent, as a typical Nigerian, I did not want to do anything that has to do with insurance. Right? But eventually, Before you can get a mortgage, your lenders want to make sure that you have an insurance. Now, not just one insurance. I will tell you all the insurances we had to get before we were approved for a mortgage. We had to get, of course, the building and content insurance. Okay, we got a building and content insurance for £50 a month. We had to get a life cover for I and my husband. We got a life cover for around 15, £16 a month. And then we had to get the big one, the income protection. Our income protection has to be individualized, like one for him and one for me. And mine, I'm paying around 50 something pound, and he's paying 50 something pound for his as well. So that's how many insurances I've called out. If you put all the insurances you need to get before you're approved for a mortgage, it's about £200 a month. So now you're talking of the rates you're paying, you're talking of all these insurances you're paying before you even talk of the mortgage money you are going to pay. So these are the reasons why I say you need to be aware of this. You need to be prepared psychologically. So it's not just about saving up all the money you've gained from your work and everything, put them together to pay your deposits. All these ones are going to be knocking on your door like every single month. If before your monthly expenditure was around £1,000, my dear, don't be surprised that you are going to find yourself spending around £1,600 every month. Hold on, I'm not done with the number of things that came up. I know somebody will be arguing somewhere and they'll be like, oh, but eventually whenever you sell this house, you're going to get this money back. That was the one that they used to buy my head. Seriously, guys. Like, that was the one I was so happy, like, oh yes, whenever I put this house out for sale, I'm going to get all my money back. I'm going to get all my money back. And then I was calculating, because I actually pay a mortgage of £670 thereabout in this house, because I was lucky at the time when I got it. So I was calculating, let's say £700 every month in 5 years. This is how much I would have contributed to this house, right? So if I was to sell this house, this is how much I'll be taking back from the bank, because I had paid all this money. But there is an account called your mortgage account. If I get a mortgage, go to your mortgage account and click on it, and then check how much is being entered into your mortgage account as the number of contribution you're making towards your mortgage. I'm very sure you'll be shocked. Because in my case, out of £675, which I pay every month, what is being entered into my mortgage was around £400. That's to tell you that just about half of the money you're paying every month, the rest of it went to the interest. And hold on, guys, I was among the lucky ones that got my mortgage when the interest rate wasn't this bad. So I had got my mortgage at an interest rate of 2.8%. Imagine somebody who is paying a mortgage at a rate of 2.8% and still, out of £675 a month, all that is being entered into my mortgage every month is around 400 and something or so. So just imagine. So the rest of it is going. When you're calculating and you're saying, when I sell my house, I'm going to get all this money back. My dear, you're not getting all the money back. All the extra ones that is going as a result of interest rate is gone. All the rates you're paying is gone. All the insurances you're paying is gone. Okay? Now, these are things that will not prevent you from getting a mortgage, but they will help you make an informed decision when you're getting. Very, very important, you need to look out for when you're speaking with your mortgage advisor is about the fixed term of your mortgage. You need to be very, very particular about this. Normally they will give you an option of maybe a 2 years fixed term or a 5 years fixed term. You want to be sure before you make a decision on this fixed term. Some things you need to look out for before you make a decision. Number one, check the area where you're living. Don't just be carried away by the interior of the building or the interior of the exact house. It's so beautiful, it's modern, and then you forget to look out on the area. You forget to check the schools around the area, or the area, if it's an area that is actually immigrant friendly. You forget to check all these things, and then you're so happy you get into this mortgage. What you need to know is that once you're in a mortgage, it's like every other contract, it binds. Okay, yes, you assume this is my house, I can sell it whenever I like. My dear, it binds. Before you can get out of a mortgage, it takes a lot. Okay, there is something called an early repayment fee. In my case, I have a fixed term of 5 years. If for any reason I decide I want to get off this mortgage before the end of 5 years, I have an early repayment fee of £4,000. Yes, I have to repay the bank £4,000 for wanting to refund their money back. If you understand what I mean. So it's not like you can just get in and get out. It's not like buying a car where today you're like, oh no, I don't want it anymore, I'll return it. No. Before, if you decide to get off from term of mortgage, you are going to have to pay an early payment. which most times is always a lot of money. For my case, it was £4,000, which is a lot of money. This is after you've sold your house. You have to pay them back this money before paying the real money they have given you for your mortgage. So be very careful when you're deciding the area where you buy your house. And this will also bring us to talking about the type of house you're buying. If you want to buy a new build or an old build, for your family preference or your personal reasons, you can decide to choose either a new one or an old one. But be very aware that at times what you see, all that glitters, is not gold, both for the new build and for the old house. You can get a new build and you move into it and it's full of one problem or another, and likewise the old house. So at times when you're getting these houses, especially for the old build, try to keep some money aside for repairs. Yes, try to keep some money aside for repairs. These things, you cannot see them the day you come for viewing. You will look around, oh, the house is beautiful, everything is working fine, perfectly well. You won't know until when you eventually move into the house and maybe you spent a week in the house. Then you begin to see some of these things creep their ugly heads out. And these things at this point will be on you. You have to repair them. You are now the new homeowner. Please be careful. There are some things I wish I had checked when I was doing the viewing for my house. There are things I'm much wiser now. Definitely, I can say that if I was to ever view a house now for buying, there are certain things I will look out for. I won't just look at the interior, the size of the rooms, and just say, oh, this is beautiful, I'm going for it. There are things you need to look out for, like on every tap. Look at the drains. Check the ceiling. Make sure there is no crack anywhere. Make sure there is no leakage in the house anywhere. These are little things that you might not pick out on the first day you go on your viewing. Check, at times there are leakages under, and then these leakages are hiding under the rug, under the carpet. You won't know. And when you finally move into the house, you begin to see some of these things. So this is one of the reasons why you should also take your time in getting this house. Don't just be in a hurry. Don't just want to be among those who now have a mortgage in UK. Hey, I now have a mortgage in UK. Yes, it's nice, but you want to do it rightly. So look out for all these things, look out for all these mistakes, and get yourself properly prepared. Another thing we're going to be talking about as regards the interest rate is, at the time when your mortgage advisor is giving you the option of 2 years or 5 years, my dear, I would always advise you to go for your 5 years long term. I know because of the high interest rate now, some mortgage advisors will tell you, oh, we can foresee that it's going to be coming down in the near future. So maybe go for 2 years, and at the end of 2 years, maybe the rates will come down. But something I've learned now recently is the fact that things that go up hardly come down. Very rarely do they come down. Okay, so you don't want to be caught in the middle. You don't want to be in that trap. I have seen a lot of persons who found themselves in that trap, who got mortgages at very good interest rates, all right, took 2 years terms, and at the end of 2 years, the mortgage has doubled, because the interest rate has gone up. So the mortgage literally have doubled. For a house they were paying about £600, now they have to pay about £1,200 for the same building, the same house. Okay, it's either you do that or what, you sell the house and go look for somewhere else to stay. But if they had their mortgage for a longer time, if they had fixed it for a longer time, for like 5 years, they will still be enjoying their £600 monthly mortgage repayment. Okay, so be careful when you're choosing your mortgage terms. Don't let them talk you into choosing 2 years and tell you that it will come down. Take the 5 years, which is what is available. Let the 5 years reach and see what will happen by then, because everybody that chose 2 years, I haven't seen anybody with any good testimony. This is me sharing my experience. I'm not saying that it cannot happen. It can, but how often does it happen? That's a big question. These are some of the things I wish somebody had actually told me before I went ahead to get a mortgage. Now, these things wouldn't have stopped me from getting a mortgage, all right? But it would have helped prepared me psychologically. I would have been aware of what I was getting myself into in regards to the payments and in regards to the amount of money that I was going to be paying at the end of the month, and what I was going to get back if eventually I sell my house, depending on how long that was going to take. Okay, so these are things you should look out for. Be wise when you're deciding to go into getting a mortgage. Be very careful. Make sure that it's something that agrees with your family income at this time, not just about the mortgage deposit. Don't just worry about the deposit. Also worry about the monthly expenses and costs in running a house, in being a homeowner. here in the UK, because it's a lot. I can tell you, it is a lot. There are a lot of expenses you have to incur and you have to take care of by yourself because you're the homeowner. Okay, so this will bring us to the very end of our video today. If you've watched to this time, I hope you've subscribed and you like this channel. Please do. If you want more valuable contents like this, and I'll be ready to deliver, ask your questions. And if you've also watched this video and you already have a mortgage, I'm sure you've also had some experiences as a new homeowner here in the UK. So if you want to share, do well to leave your experience down on the comment section. I'll be glad to engage and we'll talk more about these things. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see you again.